All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Mr. Flatface, the man of many faces and even more opinions, and we're going to go over the patch notes of Season 1 Reloaded in Modern Warfare 2022 edition. It's so original that they named the game after another game and then named the update patch after another update patch. If you remember from Vanguard, it was called the same thing. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to go over the patch notes, so let's do that. Up first, if you are playing on PlayStation, you get a double XP weekend that started yesterday, and today everybody has it. That will last until the 19th of December, and you just get a nice little weekend of double XP. Of course, with the double XP weekend drop, they're going to drop you to shipment 24/7. The map returns yet again. It's here on the here's the gameplay that I got. It's not for me. It's not my kind of style. I don't like to just constantly die and feel like I can't move. So I will not be playing shipment 24/7. But all you sweaty camo grinders, enjoy it. It's there for you, and it's the perfect weekend to do it with double XP. For me, I'm going to stay away from that cancer. We're going to focus mainly on the multiplayer, guns, weapons, and quality of life updates. We're not going to focus on the raid. If there's a new raid, go do it if you want to. I got my raid key within like the first match, so you're good to go. Will I be doing the raid? Probably not. But though, if you do want the raid key, complete a specific daily challenge in either multiplayer or special ops. I got mine through playing the multiplayer. Got mine in, like I said, my first game. Or you can place within the top 20 in any Warzone 2.0 Battle Royale playlist, which it sounds easy enough if you just sit in a building. And in DMZ, use the final exfil helicopter with at least $30,000 in cash, but I know for a fact that they did tweaks to the cash system, so I don't know how easy that's going to be. So there you go. That's how you get your raid key to go to do the new raid. For a limited time, we're going to have the Warzone Cup, which is just a Rocket League ripoff. And if you didn't know this about me, I was a grand champion in Rocket League before they had seasons. Yeah, I had to grind through all of it and do all the terrible systems that they had in the implementation, and then I had to go through the freestyle era. I was a grand champion. I'm done. I retired, so I will check out this mode. I will play it. You're seeing it on screen right now, but I don't know. We'll see. It's neat. I'm down for anything that makes a game unique and special, you know? So if this is what it is, then it is what it is. I don't think it's going to compete with Rocket League, but it's fun. Now to get into the stuff that I actually care about, quality of life changes, because this game has some serious quality of life issues. Up first, the XP tokens menu has been changed to display how much time is left on your XP token in the lobby screen. Oh, what a concept! Showing us how much time is left on our token so we don't accidentally activate too many at once. Crazy. It's been in every Call of Duty since they came out with these tokens, but now it's in this one, so that's nice that they got a feature that was already in other games. XP tokens can now be equipped in the pause menu in case you need to equip one on the go because you're that desperate to have your XP tokens. XP tokens can no longer be activated during double XP events. That's a good thing because this is a double XP weekend, so you won't be activating any tokens this weekend. This one's a real kicker because I actually mentioned it a few videos ago. Players who join a game in progress will no longer get a loss if their team loses the match. Isn't that something? My very first game today, I joined at 77 to 50. VTOL in the sky. Loved it. But you know what? It was okay because I didn't get a loss stat. So that's nice. Attachments now have a tuning icon in the preview menu indicating the ones that can be tuned and the ones that can't. I didn't really actually notice this as a problem, but if you did, it's now fixed. Finishing moves will now count towards the 30 kills in third person daily challenge in special ops. So that's nice if you have been trying to grind that one out. Yet another thing I didn't even notice, sticker book challenges in the after action screen now say calling card challenge instead. So if that really bothered you, it's fixed. I don't know why that would, but it's now something else. Acquiring a new blueprint will now display a pulsing dot next to the associated weapon in the gunsmith. Isn't that a foreign concept? I remember in Modern Warfare 2019. Oh no, we had that. Maybe it was, no, we had it in Vanguard. No, had it in Cold War. Oh, so they just gave us a feature we already had. Well, it's here, ladies and gentlemen. If you have something new, it will now tell you where that new thing is. Players who are trying to purchase COD points will no longer see a black screen. I'm amazed that wasn't higher on the list. Seems how it's something that makes them only money. But if you were trying to get COD points and it was a black screen, you were like, no, I need my money. Well, it's fixed now. You can go get it. Enjoy yourself. Go little rock star. Just kind of a blanket statement here. Various issues with weapons and attachments unlocks and progression have been addressed, including stats display. The stats display one, I don't think maybe it has to do with the little kill death thing that I carry on my gun because seeing your deaths is important when you're trying to get good gameplays. And sometimes that little screen would be black, so it's nice if they fix that. They've added a toggle versus hold for the ping wheel, which is actually okay because I actually did notice that when I was playing it Warzone, I was pinging nonstop because I just accidentally hit the button on my mouse, and it was kind of annoying. So this is nice. So that's the quality of life changes. Moving on to the social side, they have merged the hubs and friends tabs together because I didn't actually really understand why they couldn't just be together, but now they're together. They've unioned. They are now married. They switched to a smaller player card widget for friends, which is nice because now when I go to look at my friends, I don't see just 3 of them on my screen. I can see more. Makes finding them a hell of a lot easier. They've added some back-end support for batch and bulk sending of friend requests. For those people that like to just invite the whole lobby to be their friends, you can now do it with support. Fix various bugs impacting the join and/or /invite party features. That, oh my god, I'm glad that one happened. Oh, there's nothing like you can't join your friends, or you can't invite your friends, or you can't have... It was very, very broken, so I'm hoping that this will make some very good quality of life changes for everyone, because it was bad. And finally, in the socials tab, transition to a grid view when scrolling through friends lists. Well, that's something new. That's nice. So that clears up the social side. I still think there's a lot of work to be done, but it's a good start for a AAA studio that has 3,000 developers and multis of billions of dollars to do this. It's a good start. Good job, Activision. We're now on to showcases. I'm going to assume this is when like you're walking and you're sitting in the crates with your friends and all that stuff. I'm going to assume that's what they mean by showcases. So let's break it down. Camera positions on operators have been adjusted for better positioning with the UI. Personally, I didn't notice it. Actually, the only time I ever noticed that there was an issue with the camera positions when looking at something was sometimes when you go to inspect a weapon. For some reason, it's at like the top right-ish end of your screen, but like super zoomed out. And when you zoom in, it doesn't really change anything. So that would be where I would have started. But hey, if that was an issue for other people, now it's fixed. They've made adjustments to the filter/sort. I don't know how you mess up a filter or a sort, but they fixed it. Fixed the player browser so it no longer scrolls when it isn't full. Good. I'm glad you did that. I was so sick of it scrolling when it wasn't full. Fixed an issue with calling cards not showing up in the player's showcase after they have set them. Personally, I had this happen to me once, and then I just didn't care. I just moved on. Nobody cares about calling cards anymore because you can just go buy cooler ones. This isn't like Modern Warfare 2, the original OG one, where a calling card actually made a difference. When people saw you got a nuclear, they knew you went 25-0. They knew you shut down an entire lobby. Now I just go buy it and it shows up. So I just didn't care. I'm still default or whatever it is. Fixed an issue where players weren't properly sorting by progression in the player browser. I guess that went with the adjust/filter sort thing from earlier. It's nice when patch notes all work together to help you fix a game that shouldn't have ever been released this way.
It's called quality testing, people.
Up next, we have hides the empty attachments nodes on weapon inspections when there are no attachments in the slotted area. That's good. I'm glad that you fixed the issue where you were showing things that weren't actually there that are now not there. Man, crazy concept. All right, that finishes off showcases. Moving on to channels, in case you were wondering. Channels have seen adjusted members list states muted, talking, connected, etc. to be more clear. I don't even think we used channels except for when you had to use it to invite players when the UI was so broken you couldn't invite players. Other than that, I never even care about this. But if you do, it has now been fixed. Continuing on with channels, adjusted text message states in-game channel to be more clear on who and who sent them. Once again, I didn't notice this issue. But if you were having a problem not knowing who sent you a message in your own game channel that you set up, it's been fixed. Oh my gosh. Continuing with channels, players and members lists will now be divided by team in lobbies. Good. I was worried about that one. They also fixed an issue where lobby players were still able to be heard when connected to a custom channel. Not connected to my channel? I can still hear you. I can only imagine the awkward conversations that were overheard by another channel. Oh, why was this broken? Added an ability to text chat with group members. Isn't that nice? It's almost like we all have phones, Discord, or Xbox Live chat that worked way better than all of this. So channels have been fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. All right, here's what we actually wanted to get into. What weapons were nerfed? What weapons were buffed? What weapons needed to be changed? And there's actually one in here I'm very excited about, so I'm pretty pumped. And I already witnessed it in action, so that's even better. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into weapon balancing. That's what we're all here for. Starting off with the General tab, Akimbo P890s, X12s, Basilisk, and the 50 GS have received a damage reduction against armored opponents. So if you were killing people really easy before with those weapons, you're now not going to be able to. You're now going to shoot them 250,000 times like the rest of us, like a normal COD player, okay? Also in the general tab, fixed an issue causing shotguns to inconsistently display a broken armor hit marker. Oh, I can only imagine the rage that the people felt when they saw the armor break, then they shot him again, and there was still armor. Oh, quality testers. They can be hired for relatively cheap. You should probably start using them, Activision Call of Duty. All right, assault rifle time. MX9, increased movement speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed on the 32-round magazine. I haven't used that gun yet, so I'm assuming that that's going to be a good thing for you that like that gun. M13B, blocking underbarrel launcher and shotgun on 7-inch Bruen B-M20 barrel. You know, I haven't even used the underbarrel launcher, should I? Is it like the Noob 2 from MW2? I'm worried to use it because I'm kind of scared that it's just going to ruin my nostalgic feeling for the Noob Tube. Let me know in the comments. Up next, the Kastov 7.4U, small reduction to close damage. 3 hits to kill requires at least 1 chest hit. Man, the 7.4U is getting a beating early on in this COD life cycle. I'm sure we're going to start seeing some buffs on this bad boy soon. I like the Kastov 7.4U, to be honest with you. And I liked it after they nerfed it the last time. I didn't like it. I never used it before. Kastov 7.4U. Following along in the Kastov family, the Kastov 545. Increase to muzzle velocity, small decrease to hip spread, increase close damage, increase to chest and damage multiplier. So nice buff on the Kastov 545. Why are half the guns in this game named Kastov though? I guess we'll never know. Moving on to my favorite kind of gun, the SMGs. Vel 447 SMG, reduce hip spread, increase movement speed, increase fire damage. Good, because some of these SMGs are literal hip fire machines and hit marker machines, and they're the most inaccurate thing ever, and they don't do enough damage. So any buff to any of the SMGs, I think, is a good thing, to be honest. And that's it. That's all we did for SMGs. I really think the mini-back needed a buff. For sure, the mini-back. That thing is awful. And the one that's the MP5. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's the MP5. That thing also needed a buff. Moving on to pistols, if you are one of those scumbags that runs around with pistols only, Basilisk Revolver. Blocking Basilisk compensators and flash hiders on the FTAC ARROW barrel has been done. They patched that if you had issues. And adding muzzle attachment usage to the FTAC ARROW barrel, lock, shot KT85, SA Leveler 8055, Cronin Dark KX30. Why are these the stupidest names I've ever heard? It's all been buffed. If you like the Basilisk, which I know a couple people were complaining that it needed some stuff done to it, so it's been done. You can trust in your family over at Activision Call of Duty to get it done. They did. Infinity Ward's gotcha. The 50 cal GS pistols, they reduce hip spread, increased 1-hit headshot range, increased damage range, increased neck and upper shoulder location damage multipliers, increased bullet velocity, and increased damage range on SA long shots 50 and SA Tyrant 50 barrels. So big buff to that, which is kind of good, to be honest. I hate the pistol users, but I know for a fact that I had a buddy using these pistols and he was having a hell of a time. So any buff that helps my friends is good with me. Don't let me be a politician. And that's it for pistols. So going on to shotguns. Shotguns can no longer kill fully armored players in one shot. Thank God. I see a lot of people saying that the shotguns are way weaker than Modern Warfare 2019. I would argue the opposite. Shotguns are brutal. They're basically snipers with pellet spread. And they just can down you from anywhere. So good. Shotguns, get out of here. The Expedite 12 shotgun added guard category. TVC 40 guard, AZ 40 shotgun guard, and Azeroth T15. So if you were needing guards for your shotgun, done. Activision's got you. Now this one's my personal favorite, and I'm so happy it happened. Oh, I'm so happy. My evil side's coming out. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? In the melee category, Riot Shields. Reduced movement speed. Reduced melee damage to 3-hit kills, which I've already witnessed today. Shield movement animation improvement, which it did need an improvement there. Longer switch time between pulling out a throwing knife and Riot Shield is equipped. I hate you, Riot Shield scumbags, man. I'm so happy you guys took a heavy hit here. Ooh. And when I saw it happen today, I was so happy because I read the patch notes last night, and then I was playing this morning, getting gameplays to kind of, you know, showcase the patch note. And I saw a guy Riot Shielding a guy, and it took him 3 hits, and I was pumped. And he was on my team Riot Shielding another guy. So I'm down for this one. And then we can move on to the launchers category. They didn't do anything with the knife, which I think they need to, you know, nerf it a bit. They need to nerf speed on the knife. But moving on to the launcher categories, Joker. Missiles no longer land out of bounds when targeting the wall or the edge of the map. Kind of don't see the purpose in that one, to be honest with you. If you are stupid enough to aim at the wall at the edge of the map and the missile went out of the map, then I think that's fair game, to be honest. To all you Joker users, I'm sure you're going to tell me I'm wrong. Let's just remember, it clearly states if you aimed at the edge of the map. So don't aim at the edge of the map and you'll be fine. And improve the thermal readability while aiming in. Now, I did try to do the Joker challenge, and I was working through it, and I think that one definitely needed to be done because I couldn't get anything to register. I'd just stand there and spin on the map, and it's like, no, nothing. So that's that. That's the most of the big ones that happened in the patch. There were some adjustments to vehicles, but I said we'd focus on the multiplayer, so we're not going to talk about it. Patch notes are easily accessible if you want to go see what happened with the vehicles. A big one, ally visibility nameplates disappear when an enemy is in the direct path of an ally to prevent mistaking enemies for allies. This is a big one because it's really annoying when they don't do that. That one's more for core side because in where I play tier 1 mode, we just don't get any names over the enemies and we get names over our allies, which was bugged sometimes. But in the ally visibility in tier 1 mode, this change only applies to allies behind Geo. Allies with a line of sight will always show nameplates to prevent friendly fire. Good, as long as the nameplates stop disappearing when you're fighting somebody and then reappearing. Or when they spawn, there's no nameplate, so you shoot them and then they go, why'd you shoot me? I'm on your team. And then now you're the idiot. But anything in tier 1 is good with me. There's been some fixes to kill streaks, which we're going to go over briefly here. Players that have been killed in 1 life modes with revive capabilities such as knockout will no longer be marked on as an active player when using the cruise missile, chopper gunner, or gunship. So that's good. That's good for you guys who play 1 life modes like Search and Destroy or Prison Break or whatever, Prison and Rescue. Care Package got fixed an issue that allowed players to spawn on a position where a care package is occupying, resulting in an immediate death. I'm sure that one was a fix because of trolling and people just putting care packages right in their team spawn and then their teammates dying over and over again. I'm sure that's the reason. I know I would have. Now, if you're actually one of those people that grinded out 15 kills to get the Juggernaut should now correctly switch between their minigun and pistol when entering and exiting the water. Crazy how the highest kill streak in the game had that issue. Seems like they should have quality tested that bad boy. Explosive weapons that stick to the Juggernaut, such as Simtex, drill charges, etc., should now inflict more damage against it. Wow. Just once again, I'm just going to say quality testers are very cheap to hire. Activision Call of Duty. They also fixed an issue where the Juggernaut sometimes died in a single throwing knife in Tier 1. Okay? I have played nothing but Tier 1 since the day it came out, and I have never, not even once, seen 1 Juggernaut. Not from a care package, not on the enemy teams, not even on my team, so I'm sure it was like one guy got it, and he died to a throwing knife, and he's like, oh! Call Activision, Mom! I died! That can't happen. Fix your kill streaks. Which they're working on, but add more fun ones. None of this crap that takes 15 kills to die to 1 throwing knife. SAE fixed an issue that prevented explosions from doing damage to neutral and enemy occupied vehicles. I never noticed it because I play multiplayer. I don't play Invasion, so I didn't notice that one. But if you had an issue with your bombs not blowing up cars, then it's fixed. Once again, quality testers are cheap because the sentry gun, they fixed an exploit that allowed sentry guns to be placed under the map in certain boundaries and locations. Once again, a sentry gun has never been an issue for me. I've seen it like 8 times and never once died to it. I just walk up to it and melee it. It's terrible. So simple solution, don't run the sentry gun. You don't have to worry about it going under the map. There were some improvements to weapon attachments, which are all pretty minor, so we're just going to leave it alone. A big one, I talked about this in my yesterday's video, talking about how the Call of Duty deliberately releases broken skins like the Rose skin. Well, the LA Thieves skin, which is very similar to the Rose skin, they added accent colors and goggles and straps to enhance its visibility because it was too dark. It could hide in any shadow. Crazy. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure the new weapon is going to completely not be broken, and I'm guaranteeing you that the operators are also not going to be broken. Because with this patch, we got 2 new operators, Claws and Gaz. You can buy gas or claws, and you can earn gas by the raid. And you can get the new weapon by completing the raid and or going to the store and buying it. Nothing says I'm playing a game like my wallet sitting at my desk. There were some bug fixes done. Most of them have to do with the battle pass because they got to make sure that their little cash cow is not broken. You can't have a cow with broken legs. That's just not worth anything. That's just ground beef. Another fix to tier 1 mode, the mode I play, fixed an issue where the minimap was not always appearing or staying up when calling in a UAV or advanced UAV. Personally, never had experienced this. I do know of people that have experienced this, so that's a good one for them because there was nothing worse than grinding out your 4 kills, which is extremely hard to do. No. And getting your UAV, calling it in, and then there's nothing there. The best part is usually that what happened was you wouldn't have your UAV that you called in, but everyone else would get your UAV. So the only one still blind is you, the guy who earned the UAV. In multiplayer, there was a few quality of life changes. They definitely fixed bullet penetration issues across some core maps. Good, because I was getting sick and tired of being shot through an entire house by a guy with a pistol who was fighting somebody else. That's good. Oh my god. Another kicker here is that Shoot House can now be played in private matches, so we can now go get our clips on Shoot House for our thumbnails. You released a whole map. You didn't even put it in the private mode. Like, this is basic stuff, rookie stuff here. And the CDL Mosh Pit went live, so enjoy that. As of December 1st, play competitive 4v4 matches using the same modes, maps, and settings as the CDL players actually use. Kind of sounds interesting. I'm probably going to give it a shot. I would love to see where I stand, because I think I'm above average. I would just like to see if I actually am. Probably not. I have a feeling the CDL is going to be way too sweaty for me. And that's it. That's your Season 1 Reloaded update. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. There's kind of a lot of stuff in here for Warzone players and a lot of stuff for DMZ players, which is fine. Those are your game modes. Go find a YouTuber that plays those modes and you get your patch notes for those. Not to be rude, but this video is already over 20 minutes long and I'm only covering multiplayer. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. Remember, always subscribe if you want. And definitely comment down below. I enjoy talking to you guys down there the most. Out of everything, that means the most to me because it means I get to have an interaction and learn opinions. And people have been helping me with thumbnails, audio issues, recommending different videos and channels. It's great. I'm loving it. So at the very least, drop a comment down below. Happy holidays, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I have one of my more regular videos coming out later today. Oh, it's another rant. It's always a rant with me because I'd rather talk about the bad stuff than the good stuff. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.